Of a Year in Miracles. Today we are on A Course in Miracles workbook lesson 122. So I'm going to dive right in because this is a long one, so bear with me this morning. Forgiveness offers everything I want. What could you want forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want care and safety and the warmth of sure protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed, a gentleness that can never be hurt, a deep abiding comfort and rest so perfect it can never be upset? All this forgiveness offers you, and more. It sparkles on your eyes as you awake and gives you joy with which to meet the day. It soothes your forehead while you sleep and rests upon your eyelids so you see no dreams of fear and evil, malice and attack. And when you wake again, it offers you another day of happiness and peace. All this forgiveness offers you, and more. Forgiveness lets the veil be lifted up that hides the face of Christ from those who look with unforgiving eyes upon the world. It lets you recognize the Son of God and clears your memory of all dead thoughts so that remembrance of your Father can arise across the threshold of your mind. What would you want forgiveness cannot give? What gifts but these are worthy to be sought? What fancied value, trivial effect, or transient promise never to be kept can hold more hope than what forgiveness brings? Why would you seek another answer other than the answer that will answer everything? Here is the perfect answer. Given to imperfect questions, meaningless requests, half-hearted willingness to hear, and less than halfway diligence and partial trust. Here is the answer. Seek for it no more. You will not find another one instead. God's plan for your salvation cannot be changed, nor can it fail. Be thankful it remains exactly as He planned. Changelessly, it stands before you like an open door with warmth and welcome, calling from beyond the doorway, bidding you to enter in and make yourself at home where you belong. Here is the answer. Would you stand outside while all of heaven awaits you within? Forgive and be forgiven. As you give, you will receive. There is no plan but this for the salvation of the Son of God. Let us today rejoice that this is so, for here we have an answer, clear and plain, beyond deceit in its simplicity. All the complexities the world has spun of fragile cobwebs disappear before the power and the majesty of this extremely simple statement of the truth. Here is the answer. Do not turn away in aimless wandering again. Accept salvation now. It is the gift of God and not the world. The world can give no gifts of any value to a mind that has received what God has given as its own. God wills salvation be received today, and that the intricacies of your dreams no longer hide their nothingness from you. Open your eyes today and look upon a happy world of safety and of peace. Forgiveness is the means by which it comes to take the place of hell. In quietness, it rises up to greet your open eyes and fill your heart with deep tranquility as ancient truths, forever newly born, arise in your awareness. What you will remember then can never be described. Yet your forgiveness offers it to you. Remembering the gifts forgiveness gives, we undertake our practicing today with hope and faith that this will be the day salvation will be ours. Earnestly and gladly will we seek for it today? Aware we hold the key within our hands. Accepting heaven's answer to the hell we made, but where we would remain no more. Morning and evening, we do gladly give a quarter of an hour to the search in which the end of hell is guaranteed. Begin in hopefulness, for we have reached the turning point at which the road becomes far easier. And now the way is short, that yet we travel. We are close indeed to the appointed ending of the dream. Sink into happiness as you begin these practice periods, for they hold out the sure reward of questions answered and what your acceptance of the answer brings. Today it will be given you to feel the peace forgiveness offers and the joy the lifting of the veil holds out to you. Before the light you will receive today, the world will fade until it disappears, and you will see another world arise you have no words to picture. Now we walk directly into light, and we receive the gifts that have been held in store for us since time began, kept waiting for today. Forgiveness offers everything you want. Today, all things you want are given you. Let not your gifts recede throughout the day as you return again to meet a world of shifting change and bleak appearances. Retain your gifts in clear awareness as you see the changelessness in the heart of change, the light of truth behind appearances. Be tempted not to let your gifts slip by and drift into forgetfulness, but hold them firmly in your hand and in your mind by your attempts to think of them at least a minute as each quarter of an hour passes. Remind yourself how precious are these gifts with this reminder, which has power to hold your gifts in your awareness throughout the day. So we would like to say, forgiveness offers everything I want. Today, I have accepted this as true. Today, I have received the gifts of God. And that is it. That is our lesson for today. And I know it's a long one, but I've got something to share that might help. I know when I was younger, and I think I've shared this with a lot of you, I was in a mindfulness of being a victim. As I had mentioned before, my childhood, I was raised, my father had passed away when I was 11, and my mother kind of drifted into a state of depression and alcoholism. So I was pretty much on my own. I had two other siblings. So I guess we kind of fell into that mode of being a victim, duck and cover and try not to make too much noise and try to make everybody happy around us. And I took that victim mentality out into the world with me. And of course, I attracted a relationship where I could, again, continue to be the victim. And I stayed in that relationship for about 4 years. I was like 16 years old, and it lasted until I was in my 20s, early 20s. And it taught me some really tough lessons, and it was a very harsh lesson, and filled with everything you could imagine about being in an abusive relationship, physically, mentally. And I was on my own. I was a very young girl, and faced a lot of challenges. And when I got out of that relationship, which was really hard to do, again, as you can imagine, I had night terrors for years and years and years, and I would have moments at night where I would be frozen in fear, and I was half asleep and half awake, and I tried to wake myself up by screaming because I was paralyzed with this fear that had overcome my body. And there were times that I would wake up screaming in the middle of the night because I was being pursued or I was being stalked by this person that I'd had this really terrifying relationship with. And then as part of doing these lessons in A Course in Miracles and just saying I want forgiveness, subconsciously I guess it was taking effect without me even realizing it. And one night I had a dream that I had seen this person that I was in this very abusive relationship with, and I saw this person interacting with a female, and being very loving. And I was curious. So I went up to the window in my dream to see more. And now I had become the stalker in my dream. And I was watching this interaction and I thought, oh my gosh, it's a loving interaction between this person and this woman. And it was so surprising and startling to me in my dream. And then all of a sudden, the face of the person came right up to me, and I had that familiar, like, terrified feeling. And I was face to face with this person that had abused me for so many years. And we looked at each other for a moment, and he said to me, "I'm so sorry for everything that I did." And I looked at him and I heartfelt, I said, "It's okay, I forgive you." And I woke up the next morning thinking, wow, I felt like the weight of the world had been lifted off of my shoulders. And the first thing I wanted to do was pick up the phone and call this person and say, "Oh my gosh, I forgive you. I feel so good." And I thought, no, don't do that, because I don't really know where, what headspace he's in. But I'll tell you, it was so healing that after that, my night terrors ended. I felt so much stronger. It was like the healing of being that victim. I no longer woke up in fear. I no longer had those feelings that I was being stalked. And I brought that with me into my daily activities. And just like this lesson says, forgiveness offers you that quiet mind, that certainty of purpose, that sense of worth, and the care and safety and the warmth of sure protection always. These lessons are so powerful. You have no idea what awaits you once you learn forgiveness. And then to go on to explain a little bit more about what happened in this story is about 6 months later, I got a phone call from someone who was working with this person that I had this dream about, saying that they were trying to get their life back together and wanted to know if they could come into my place of business. And at the time, I was a manager at the Court Jester Athletic Club, and they said, this person wants to come in and change their life around, and is it okay? And I was so excited. Still I didn't want to explain my dream, and I said, yes, of course, please, whatever I can do to help, that would be great. So this person comes in and works out, and then asks to speak to me afterwards. And again, I wasn't afraid to talk to him. And this was the first time I had seen him after, the relationship had been over for years at this point. But I was kind of excited to see him and tell him in person that I forgave him. And it was so interesting that, when we saw each other, he said to me, "I am so sorry for everything that I did to you over the years." And to this day, it still kind of brings tears to my eyes because it was such a healing moment. And I said, "It's okay, I forgive you." And I wrapped my arms around him, and and it was just that moment of true forgiveness where you can just feel it in your heart, and you just want to share that happiness and love with the world. So I wanted to share that story with you and let you know how healing these lessons are and how much this can really change your life and your world. And you'll see so many things show up in joy and peace and love in your world. So that is what I wanted to share with you this morning about this lesson. So good morning, everyone. Great to see you all here on the live feed. Hi, honey. Great to see you here watching this morning. Good morning, Cindy. Great to see you. Hi, Colette. Good morning, Mark. Good to see you here. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, Thursday, and it's a wonderful day here too. The sun is shining. Hi, Alicia. Good to see you. Hi, Alberto. Happy Thursday. Good morning, Barb. Good to see you here on the live feed. Hi, Lori. Good morning, Pam. Good to see you. Yes, you're right, honey. Forgiveness is the only way to have complete peace. And even those people in your life that you think, gosh, I could never forgive that person for doing this thing to me, you're holding yourself back in so many ways by not offering that peace and that love and forgiveness. And of course, you really want to feel that forgiveness, but just opening yourself up to allowing that forgiveness to come through you. It's so healing. Good morning, everyone. So good to see you here on the live feed. Hey, Kim, nice to see you. Hi, Diane. Good to see you here this morning. Good morning, Joseph. Good to see you. Hi, Lisa. Hi, my sissy. Good to see you on the live feed. Good morning, Bob. Yes, good morning, everyone. Hi, Francine. Hi, Sayed. Good morning. Yes, it's nice to have you all here on the live feed. Yeah, Claire, forgiveness is so healing. Hi, Peter. Good to see you here this morning. Nice to see all of you. Edmund, yes, right? Forgiveness offers everything I want, and I want the peace of God. And there's so much power in that, And once you go through these steps, and I was talking to Colette earlier, chatting with her on the Facebook message area, you realize that there's so much more there for you. And I was talking to Sandy about this too. That once you are in that place of forgiving, there's so much more to learn, right? And then the next thing comes up, and then the next thing, and then more doors open. And it's true, and it says that right here in this lesson is there are so many doors that aren't even opened yet that you don't even know about because this block of forgiveness is still standing between you and your peace and God. Yes, but forgive yourself first. That's right, Alberto. Forgive yourself first. But so many people don't even realize that that's part of it. And a lot of times, as you are forgiving your brother, right, you're forgiving yourself. It's kind of a two-way street. So it always is seeing the face of Christ in your brother, seeing your brother as love, right? So if you can do that, it's reciprocal, always. Good morning, Wanda. So good to see you. Oh, thanks, Edmund. Yes, I think it's easier when you can share what these mean and how this affects you in your life. People get a better sense of, how powerful these lessons really, truly are. So thanks for joining me here this morning, and I will see you all tomorrow morning on the live feed with our next lesson. In the meantime, do this lesson because it's powerful beyond measure. And if you'd like to share what's coming up in our in our private Facebook group, jump on over there and let's hear what's happening for you. Or feel free to post right here on the main Facebook page. That would be great too. In the meantime, have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. All right, bye guys.